Welcome to this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, and also to subscribe. Now, most Northerners voted Tinubu as religious obligation. Baba-Ahmed, former special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on political affairs, Hakeem Baba-Ahmed, has said Northerners must take responsibility for the poor governance of the current administration. Baba-Ahmed said most Muslims and Northerners voted for Tinubu not based on competence or based on belief in his capacity to lead the country, but because of the Muslim ticket. Naija News reports that Tinubu's former political affairs special adviser stated this in his column on Tuesday. According to him, most Muslims and Northerners took it that voting for Tinubu was a religious obligation. His write-up, he said, was an engagement he had with the graduate students on governance and public policy. He stated that the conversation resulted from questioning from his students on why he worked for President Tinubu, knowing he would not deliver good governance. I explained that it would have been irresponsible to refuse to be part of a rebuilding process after so much damage had been done to the nation, damage I had previously criticized. Many northern voters now believe as if the Tinubu administration descended upon Nigeria from the sky and that working in or for it is a moral sin. I highlighted the prominent roles of influential northern governors in pushing through a southern candidacy, many of whom anchored the successful Tinubu campaign, while others now occupy front seats in his administration. This was after a northern presidency had achieved the worst record in leadership credentials, he said. The former spokesman of the Northern Elders Forum (NEF) argued that the North should be ashamed of voting Tinubu on the condition of region and religion. I reinforced this point to a crowd made up substantially of Northerners and Muslims. The majority of Tinubu's votes came from Northerners and Muslims who believed that voting for him was a religious obligation. If anyone should be held responsible for Tinubu's victory, it should be those who elevated region and religion as the prime determinants of their choices during the last election, he stated. Yes, we know that politicians will always use one thing or the other in this country in order to achieve their purpose and aim. And we also know that some of our leaders have succeeded in polarizing this country along ethnic line, regionalism, and religion. And these are some of the cards they normally play, especially when it comes to politics, when it comes to sharing of national cake, when it comes to trying to steal even from our commonwealth. They will come together as a team, selling a lot of lies, as it were, religious lies, ethnic lies, regional lies onto the people, and then they use that as a means to an end because they want to achieve a particular aim. In this regard, what Mr. Ahmed Baba is talking about, yes, he might be right because when the northerners want to vote, they might vote based on religious lines, and that's one of the card that the politicians played. But it's a pity that in this country, even with the situation on ground, it is still the leadership that will be blamed. For example, for those who are, making use of feudal laws in the northern part of the country, believing that some people are born to rule, they are to lead, while others are born to serve, they need to sit down and have a rethink. If they don't want their people to always, go in the one straight jacket movement, they should allow them to get educated and have their own minds. So if the people have the mind of their own, they can vote for whoever they want. But it's a pity. The way the northern part of Nigeria is being administered is like being under a cage. Like it is what the emir said that will carry the day. It is what the religion said that is going to hold sway. It is what the region said that will stand. And all these things are affecting our day-to-day activity and life. Now coming to the vote that was done, given to President Tinubu in the last election. Of course, he may say the North already voted him because of, regionalism and religion. He may be right because there is expectation that power should go to the southern region. Very, very important. And if that is an unwritten agreement, it must be followed. And that one is not even because of the northerners alone. Even people down south wanted the power back to the south. So that Tinubu came in, or if I venture it was Obi that came in, as long as the power is in the south, people want it that way because the person leaving the power is from the north, was from the north. And of course, let the south have his own share of the power. That is important. Number two, he was of the opinion that it is religion, and they felt that it's an obligation to vote. Well, to an extent, he may be right, but it's not fully right because this set of people in the north, some voted Peter Obi, while some also voted for Atiku. It's not necessary that it is because of the vote of the north that make the president Tinubu, carry the day. If there are no contribution from, for example, from Southwest, how will he be able to win? That's just the truth. The votes he had in the north were shared into three by, of course, the candidate of PDP, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president, and also the former governor of Anambra State, the candidate of Labour Party, the person of Mr. Peter Obi. All these people, they all came together, try to show their own political strength, influence, and power, and they got their own share of the votes. So Alhaji Baba-Ahmed might not be 100%, right, but there are some level and iota of truth in what he has said. And also, I think there is need for us to put this also. The North only depends, in quote now, on the government all the time. And we look at it, some of the governors and the leaders in the north, where are companies, where are private organizations and businesses that can employ people, that makes people to have food on their table to a point that nobody can cajole them. They'll be able to sit down and think properly and then look for who to vote for. So the style of leadership in the north is, of course, a big determinant in this election and the every day-to-day activity or the life of a common northerner in Nigeria. I think they still need to sit down and then rethink and reshape their style and make sure that the people are educated, they're enlightened, they're empowered so that they'll be able to make the decision by themselves. Remember to like, remember to share, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.